So it starts with the conditional compilation. That is another points on the first in C programs. You can instruct the preprocessors whether to include a block of codes or not. To do so, conditional directives can be used. So in conditional compilations, we are using the conditions as like a C programming language, like if else if, else if ladders, like that. C program, you can instruct the here. It works same as like the if else loop. So it whether to include the block of codes or not. To do so, conditional directives can be used. The conditional directives, it is similar to the if statement with one major difference. Okay, the if statement is tested during execution time to check whether a block of code should be executed or not, whereas conditions are used to include a block of code in your programs before the execution of your programs. Now, how to use the conditional statements? To use the conditionals, there are various directives used. Hash if defined, then hash if hash defined, then hash else, and else of if. Okay, so these are the directives which is used for the conditional statements. Let's see example based on it. Okay, in this example, hash include yesterday dot h. So in this example we have to print the values of x is 10 when you declare the variable x is 10 as a micros. So hash include stdio.h hash define x of 10. So x of 10 is nothing but the micros, an integer that is program starts from your main functions, integer of main. If open curly bracket first hash if define of x. So x is nothing but our variable. So it we have to take as a value as a 10. So printf, that is the hello. Here we are printing the hello. So this is compiled and x is defined. Else printf, that is a by. This is not a compiled at the end of if statement hash end of if and written as in 0. So in these examples, there are three directives are used. First is hash if define of x, second hash of else, and last hash end of if statement. So these are the directives which is helpful for the programs. Okay, so next example as same as like a few previous examples. To print the values of an variable. Okay, so hash include stdio dot h. So this is nothing but the interface. Hash define computer and amazing device. So hash define computers as an amazing device integer of main functions. Okay, then hash if define as a computers and printf f, that is the computers. So hash if define is the preprocessor directives. We are printing the values of computer, that is an amazing devices, and then end of if statement, that is the end of preprocessor directory, that is hash end of if statements, then written as a 0. So in return 0, we are using the data type called as integers. That's why here we are written as a 0. So what will the output? Computer and then and amazing devices. Okay, so that will be the output we are printing for the conditional statement. This is another example. So let's start with the second preprocessor directories, that is hash defined. Okay, the special operator hash defined is used to test whether certain macro is defined or not. It's often used with hash if directives. Okay, so hash defined is the special operator hash defined which is used to test whether certain macro is defined or not. It's often used with the hash if directives. Hash if defined buffer size and buffer size are equal to 2048 codes. So that is the example. include stdio.h hash define C of 20 integer of main functions. Okay, hash include stdio.h hash define C of 20. Okay, so hash define C of 20 integer of main function. Hash if define C and C is greater than equal to 30, then print f first value is equal to percentage of d comma C. Okay, if your value of C is 20 and 20 is greater than equal to 30, then it will print the value as in 20. And next, else of if define x and x is greater than equal to 10, then print second value is equal to percentage of d comma C. So in this C value is at 20, so 20 is greater than or equal to 10, so here 10 value will be printed, else otherwise if hash if printf, that is an error, and then end of if statement return as a 0, integer of main return as a 0. Okay, the output will be the 0. So let's going to explain all the preprocessor directories in details. So analyze the following examples to understand the various preprocessor directories. So analyze the following example to understand the various directories. Hash define maximum array of length is 20. So array length will be the 20. It is directory style. Tells the CPP to replace the instance of maximum array length with 20. Use hash define for constants to increase the readability. In this statement, we are using hash define as a constant to increase the reliability. So hash include stdio.h. Okay, and hash include myheader.h. The directory tells the CPU to get the stdio.h from system libraries and add the text to the current source file. The next line tells CPU to get myheader.h from the local directories and add the contents to the current source directory. So myheader.h is nothing but our next lines. Okay, and myheader.h directory and we add the contents to the current source directory. So hash undefined file size. Hash define file size of 32. So hash undefined, the if you not define the file size, then we are using preprocessor directories called as hash undefined. If your file size is defined, then directly we can give the name size of the file in the micro, that is hash defined file size of 42. It tells the CPP to define undefine existing file size and define it as 42. So define as in 42. Then let's see another preprocessor directory, hash not define message, and then define the message as a your wish. Here in this directories message is not defined, and after that hash define message is your wish. The message is already defined. Then hash of end of if statement. It tells the CPP to define the message only if message isn't already confirmed. So message isn't confirmed, then it tell the CPP. And hash if defined as in debugging statement is here. So then you can write the debugging statement and end of that if statements. It tells the CPP to process the statement in close if debug is defined. This is useful if you pass the debug flag to the GCC compiler at the time of compilation. This will define debug, so you can turn debugging on and off on the fly during the compilation of your process. So it tells the CPP to process the statement in close if debug is defined. This is very useful if you pass the debugging flag to the GCC compiler at the time of compilation. This will define debug, so you can turn debugging on and off on the fly of executions. So these are the predefined macros are there, which is available here. There are some predefined macros in C program. Date, a string containing the current date. So this is nothing but our current date. Okay, file. File containing the name of that files. Line integer representing the current line numbers, and it follows the ANSYS standard C. Then the value is non-zeros. Time, a string containing the current time going to be displayed. Okay, so let's see the example based on it. Okay, pretf, that is the in this example we are printing the file name, date, time, and number of lines in the file. Okay, hash include stdio.h. This is the main functions. Okay, printf file percentage of s. So is something in that if suppose there is a file, okay, abc, in that files we are writing some characters. Okay, so that a character will be represented as in string. So here the percentage of yes slash n and then file date, the date and time and line. So when we compile the above code, the name of the file is test.c. So compile and execute, it produce the following results. So name of the file is test.c, date June 2 2020, time and lines. So time is nothing, only number of lines. Okay, so that is nothing but our